What is up, everybody? How to know if you have to heal your inner child? This is a question I didn't start asking myself until a couple weeks ago. I thought it was some woo woo stuff, not gonna lie. But the more I researched, the more I realized how pertinent it is to heal our inner child, especially as an adult trying to live in this world, a young adult trying to grow up in this world. I found that I wasn't well equipped to handle life as I knew it on my own with what I grew up in my toolkit. I didn't have a lot of these resources in my toolkit to help me be an adult. I'm not very good at adulting. That's why I'm recording a podcast right now. But I have learned some things along the way, not because I wanted to, but because life happens and we're forced to in order to keep moving one foot in front of the other. So today, I'm Alex with the Whole Health Collective. This is Bridget from 5D Health, and we are going to talk about how to heal your inner child and how to know if you even have to.
Well, I can say I have this experience of also waking up around 25 years old and realizing that I also have no tools in my tool belt to really be a real adult. I also was not equipped to live on this planet as an adult. That's my child. And then I also have this experience of being a mother of two children. So I am a single mom of two beautiful girls. One is 13, the other one is 7, about to turn 8. And about halfway through being a mom, I realized I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't know if anyone else has ever had that experience in motherhood of really just feeling like no clue of if I'm doing anything right, and everything I am doing, I feel it's wrong. And just feeling kind of mom guilt all the time and knowing that I could do better. And so this is what guided me to find inner child healing work and to figure out I didn't know what that was, and no clue. But yeah, I work with a therapist, and and also a good friend of mine a long time ago had introduced me to this idea of healing and reparenting my inner child, and getting connected to that small, maybe 7, 8-year-old Bridget that's inside of me still, that didn't really ever get the love or care or attention that I needed back then. And it shows up in my life today, still, a lot of it. So
yeah, I ignore my inner child like my parents ignored me. It's really hard to hang out with your inner child. I'm afraid of her sometimes because I know that when I take a look at, so say I'm imagining me at 3 years old, right? Okay, I'm in my room, I'm at home. Maybe I'm trying to tell my parents something and nobody's listening to me. Everyone's on the phone telling me to shut the heck up, and just paying attention to my little sisters, not me. And then what is happening here?
Shame.
All right, yeah, knock it off, bro. I just hear cat claws near my ear. I'm like, this cat swatted at me once before. He might do it again. I forget what I was saying.
We're live. We have to go away.
And this was like having kids, a day in the life. Usually we record when they're at school.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what I was saying. Do you?
Subscribe.
No one's gonna subscribe now. Shit. I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord, yes.
So, yeah, like and subscribe for Shay.
Yeah, if you want to see more of Shay, hit the like button, subscribe. You don't know what you were saying?
True. Something about my inner child. I have no idea. Fuck it. Who cares anyway?
Okay. All right. Well,
let's bring it back.
You
back. You bring it back. This is your responsibility.
So,
you brought her into this world.
So yeah, I guess I would say about 3 years ago, I started to realize that the way that I was parenting my children was identical to how I was parented and how I was taken care of. And it, I didn't feel good, you know, it didn't feel good as a child, and it didn't feel good now, and it didn't feel good to parent my kids that way. And then so like I got curious, I think, for the first time of like, because things were getting so unmanageable and so out of control inside of me, like so internally disrupted with my kids and my relationship with them, that I had no other choice but to like turn inward and ask myself, like, what can I do as a mom? Because obviously me trying to force control and force my kids to do and behave and be the way I wanted them to be, and if they would do that, I would be okay. Like that was the lie I would tell myself. And eventually, like that, it didn't work. That plan never worked out, and I was more discontent than ever. And I finally started asking myself, like, what can I do? Like, what is there that I can do internally to help myself with my kids, with my relationship with my kids, but also like the irritability inside of myself and the hardship that parenting comes with. So that's when I was like introduced into like inner child work, because really my kids can only, they can only grow and learn at a level of awareness that I'm able to be and show them, right? Like it's not, kids don't do what you tell them to do, they do what they see. And so if I want my kids to turn out any better than how I did and not have to go through the pain, I have to show up differently. I have to teach them differently. I have to be differently. And I finally was at a place where I was willing to do that and willing to look at my part of things and change the only thing that I could control, which was myself and the way I reacted and the way I handled things. And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah.
Dude, because my family, they operate on do as I say, not as I do. How many times have you guys heard that? Do as I say, not as I do. And then they're doing all this, we're going to church on Sunday, but then all this other crazy shit's going on, you know, but do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work.
No.
Because I, like, it literally, as a kid, in my head, I was like, this doesn't even make sense.
Right.
But I still acted as my authentic self as a kid. So it didn't really, like,
Rebellious.
well, not even, that's not my authentic self, I don't think. I think the authentic me is, like, super chill and, like, a great person, funny, you know, nice. And then I think, like, the rebellious side probably comes from a place of, like, somebody who wants attention. Somebody who didn't get that attention back in the day, you know, and then it's like, how do I get this attention? Well, rebellion, you know. I think that's, like, that's a really obvious way to know if you need to heal your inner child. If you're acting out of rebellion like you would a child, that's one of the more, that's not a very subtle sign. If you're doing that, then that's a very obvious sign that you need to go back and dive deep and look at, like, what the hell happened to you in your life.
Definitely. I think another big sign is like self-seeking behavior and like self-validating behavior, where you need external validation like all the time. Don't get me wrong, as human beings, we all need validation. We want our friends' opinions, we want our family's opinions, we do want that validation and feedback, but there's a difference between getting like a healthy balance of feedback rather than like seeking external validation all day, every day. Like I'm only okay if I'm getting this validation from someone.
Relationships. I struggle with that. Codependency.
Yeah.
That's another big sign. And that's kind of what you were just saying. Codependency and self-validate, like needing that validation. Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't think of the word. Codependency.
There it is.
Yep.
But yeah, codependency. I mean, I like to cling on to other people. Like, when I'm going through a hard time and, like, I'm in the thick of, like, me sobbing, like, a lot of the time, like, my first thought is, like, I want somebody to save me. And that is a huge red flag as an adult. Because no one's going to save me. It's just me and my dog. Like no one's saving, or that bitch is not saving me.
Mhm.
But
Maple's not.
you know, Mabel's not, and sometimes like in the past I barely was saving myself. So like what are some things that we can do to heal our inner child? Like one is talking to it, not avoiding it. Like I said before, like I was avoiding my inner child. This is what I was saying I think before
Okay.
when Shay walked away, was that I know that I need to face my inner child and think of her in my head and have conversations with her like about what's going on and how awesome my life is now compared to how it was. But I feel scared to talk to her. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel kind of repelled by her because of the fact that I know that I'm going to feel how she felt back then, now as an adult today, and it's going to ruin my whole day. When I would go upstairs crying for hours because, you know, me and my parents like got into it or something, and I don't want to feel that today, but that's the only way to get through it. And so I've been like, this is why I wanted to talk about this topic today, because I've been like doing little things to like try to get me to talking to her more. And I think that if talking about it here, if anything, is going to just motivate me to keep doing this work, because from the little that I've done, I've seen like a lot of change in me and just the way that I view myself now.
Right.
That's pretty much the only thing that changed.
Right.
But also it makes me not want to talk to my family. It makes me a little bit like I need a little bit of time
Right.
to process this
Yeah.
and just love me the way I need to be loved. If no one else can do it, like
Right.
I have to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole thing about it, is being able to connect with that version of you as a child back then, but also re-parenting yourself. So telling that little girl, telling that little 8-year-old Bridget inside of me, that look, we're okay. Like we made it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Like look at where we're living now.
Right.
Remember where you
Yeah.
described
Yeah.
Bridget lived in like a really not great place.
Yeah. Pretty
like
close.
imagine like what she would think now.
Exactly. Feel
would
safe.
she be surprised and amazed and
yes,
proud?
Yes. And she was when I did do these exercises, a meeting with her.
Oh, you did do it?
Yeah, I've been
yeah,
doing
dude.
it for a while now. Just like different, meditations or different exercises. But yeah, one I remember specifically is sitting down with my inner child and like introducing her to me now, and like telling her everything's okay. I turned out great. I'm still moving forward. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize. I gave her a big hug. I loved her. I made her feel seen and heard and valued. And like, it's weird that we're talking about this now, because before I went to bed last night, I had this like vision. I always get like intuitive messages before I go to sleep, like all the time. And one of them last night was like, basically, I don't know. I lost it.
No, last night with your inner child, you were having thoughts last night.
It's like
it's weird that we were talking about this today, because your thought last night was that
she, I don't even know. I lost it completely. It will come back to me. It was not meant to be shared, because it literally went, like I was like, what?
Where did you
go?
Yeah.
So, okay, anyway, so what that's done for me in these little exercises that I've done, that I've continued to do over time, is like make me aware and understand that Bridget today, my whole self, my current self, has the power to soothe that little girl inside that never did before. Like, I never had that ability to calm my nervous system, express my emotions, to be seen, to be heard. I was afraid, I didn't know how to deal with any emotions, and I suppressed them for a really long time. But now, like, current Bridget can reparent that child when it comes out, because I get triggered and I'm emotionally triggered, and you could just
fight
tell.
Or flight.
Yeah, I go into like a tantrum. I'm like in a tantrum, and I know that it's just like my inner child. It's not really me, and I can soothe myself and calm my nervous system and use the tools that I have today, that current Bridget has today, to help this little girl. Like, and last night, that's what I was thinking. It came to me last night. How I was taught from a very young age throughout my whole childhood and my adult years that I I don't ask for help. Like, don't ask for help. Like, you don't need it. You are just, you don't need help, and you don't ask for help, and that is just how, what was driven in me, and it still lives there today. Like,
See,
it's
and
still ingrained in me.
yeah.
Like, I've never had that.
So it's a bad thing for you.
It's not
And
like
for me,
great.
it's a good thing. Like
Right.
I need the opposite of I'm clinging to other people for everything. Like I feel
Right.
like everything's too much, and I just shut down. Like I'm a 7-year-old. Like I can't do anything anymore.
Right.
Like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
7-year-olds can do things.
My 7-year-old could do a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But like I just mean when I, like in these adult situations, say like I'm late to something and I'm like feeling like I'm gonna get in trouble,
Oh,
or like
yeah,
I'm
me
gonna
too.
feel a
Yeah.
lot of shame and guilt, and I get like super worked up. Like I need to be like, yo, you're an adult. Like you can just be like, use your words. Be like, hey, I'm sorry that I'm late. But like when you're a kid and you're late, it's like you're getting yelled at because your parents were late dropping you off. But it's like on you. It's like
Right.
you're getting yelled at because your parents didn't pick you up. And it's like, this isn't even my fault, but
Right.
you're getting heat from all these other people. And then I never learned, show up on time. I never learned that.
Yeah.
We never showed up anywhere on time.
Really.
Not even church. We'd waltz into the first row. Talk about a red flag. Just whack.
Yeah, so have you tried any of that yet? Like reparenting your inner child at the moment when you feel out of whack?
So, yeah. So recently that's what I've been doing. But okay. So the first thing that my therapist suggested was I have this other thing. This is what Dave suggested, but I'm trying to think of what Jillian. Oh, that I listened to a song with her. Pick a song from when I was a little girl and just try to tap into and jam out with her. That seems like too much and too scary. So my friend Dave, what he got taught was to print out pictures of yourself from when you're little, like a baby, like maybe like every year, and check in with how that version of you is feeling, and you can figure out a lot about your present from doing that. Like what like, do you have any uncomfortable feelings? Just thinking about memories popping up from out of nowhere that you haven't ever thought about in a million years. Like just a bunch of stuff come up. So I'm gonna try the picture thing.
Yeah.
But what I've just been doing is having conversations in my head with my inner child, and that's just the only thing I've been doing.
Right.
But I've been watching videos that have been making me sob.
Really?
Like I cannot watch anything without sobbing.
You are just a very emotional being, which is a very good thing. And I think you look at it as it's being a negative thing, and that's why
it makes me feel weak,
out of whack you or something. No, it's a very like powerful thing. You're a very energetic being. That means most people can't tap into the emotions that you have access to all the time. I think that it's just mainly the inner child work, and also balancing out yourself, becoming neutral. Like, but the fact that you can access like your state of emotions is like really powerful. I can't do that.
What do you mean?
Like I don't.
Like you don't cry?
I don't cry that much. Like I do. I can cry, but it's really like.
I just feel like when I'm watching something, like I can't help but like put
yourself in them shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like, at what point is that selfish? Like I'm watching these videos that have nothing to do with me, and I'm making it about me in some way. You know?
Well, you're feeling it. It's called empathy. You can feel yourself in that person's like situation and shoes, and you can embody what they're feeling. That's really cool.
It feels like a superpower.
It is
right now.
It is. I wish I could do that. I mean, I can. Like even like sad movies, I've never.
Oh man.
Like
happy
they're
movies.
sad. I'm like, yeah, that's sad.
Any too much fluctuation in happy or sad, I'm crying. probably need to heal some inner child thing, because you look at it as being like strong and commendable, and for me, I'm like, I feel like a child who has no grip on my emotions, and that is a hard pill to swallow as an
Well,
adult.
maybe that's
I don't want
the
to cry
work
over
that
everything.
you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to some people need to get thinner skin, and I need to thicken mine up. It just depends on the person that you are
Yes.
and what the trauma did to you.
Right.
But I feel like my intuition and my core, my authentic self has a backbone,
Definitely.
and can be
I love that.
assertive but also
I've
chill.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, and then that can turn into anger, which is another. Like, I've been angry lately, like super
Have you?
chippy, and just
Really?
I got an attitude
Really.
about me that I've been spending a lot of time alone though. Like, I feel like, yeah, I've just been spending time alone.
Yeah.
Because it's I don't want to hang out with anyone right now. And then I'm like, am I depressed? I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But there's a lot. Healing your trauma is a lot. It brings up a lot of stuff, and sometimes it makes you really reevaluate everything.
Yeah.
And that's where
I've
I'm
been
at.
through that. I've been through that where I don't want to hang out with anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to learn some new stuff and meditate and go to yoga and take care of my kids and be at home. And I go through those phases, and I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. And I mean, there's maybe a level of depression behind it, but I feel like you're not. Like I tell you all the time, just keep moving. Just keep moving. As long as you keep moving, if you're doing things that will help you and doing things that are making you feel better than even at home by yourself, that's still moving. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't need people to move.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. So
I feel like if the people were there, it'd be easier for me to move, and that's why I don't need the people.
True.
Well, and that's exactly it. It's not
It's
true,
not true.
which is why I'm avoiding the people.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've also used to think that too. It would be easier for me to do this or that if I had this or that, and it's just, and then you get this or that, and it's not true, everything. So I think it's very powerful to spend time alone. I also really believe that there are only two emotions, core emotions, that we can live by here when we're on this planet. It's either love or fear. So everything else is just a secondary emotion to love or fear. And so it's any of those lower level emotions, not saying you won't feel them, just saying if you're living in them for longer periods of time, they're based out of fear. We're still living the mindset of fear. We're afraid of this, we're afraid of that, we're afraid of this. So it's the question on how do I get out of fear and more into love? And that's kind of just my mantra that I live by all the time. Am I living out of love, or am I living out of fear? Those are the questions I ask on a daily basis. And, it's half and half, because I'm a human being and I'm going to experience the whole range of them all the time. But I can always ask myself, which one do I want to be closer to? And I would like to live out of love as much as I could. And healing my inner child, which is it's not a one and done thing. This is a journey of reparenting myself, but I'm telling you, it's one of the best tools that I have to use to calm my nervous system, to self-soothe myself. So what I mean by that is that something happens with my kids and they trigger me, and I'm triggered, and then I'm acting in a really high intense emotional state, which is at a 9 or 10, which is not normal.
Angry,
mainly angry and rage. And really what they did doesn't equal out to me being angry and rageful like that. So it's if I could bring myself back to the conscious present moment and just self-soothe myself, calm myself down, and then realize that was uncalled for and out of control, and that really, I always tell them that wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me. And they know that it's not me, their mother, Bridget, the present moment Bridget. They know it's not. They know that I'm somewhere else. They know that I've been triggered off to a different.
Good for them.
They do.
That.
And then they always say it's okay. They always say it's okay, Mom, it's okay. And I'm no, it's really not. It's not okay. And I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to make it better, and I'm trying to make it where that happens less. And since I started that
That's
work,
freaking
it has
awesome.
been less and less and less. It's not gone. Parenting is hard. But it's I'm a lot more aware of my behavior, my actions, and it's just really like, how do I want to parent my kids? How did little Bridget need? What did she need when she was growing up, when she was a little girl? And like, can I give that to my kids? And I just try to do the best I can.
You're doing great.
Huh.
You are.
You think?
Yeah, I know so. The fact that you can even communicate that, like, this isn't me, and they're like, they understand that that's not your authentic self and you're reacting out of a place of fear,
Mm-hmm.
that's not you, your authentic self. That means that they still can see safety in you and stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah. And
I
they
was
do.
scared. My parents.
Really?
Yeah.
So was I.
Yeah.
There was no safe spot. You know what I mean?
I didn't even
told
talk to them.
I said this to Brooke today. I said, we were talking, not to bring Brooke's business on here or anything. My daughter is 13. And she just has some stuff going on. And I had a conversation with her, and I was like, look, if you don't want to get a therapist, I need you to talk to me. Tell me if something goes on within your week, with your month, just anything. It could be the littlest dumb thing. That's something that made you feel some type of way. Please tell me. Because if you can do that, then you're avoiding like problems in the future.
Yeah.
Because I told her, I said, the way I was raised is don't express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't express your emotions for sure. Like if you're mad, sad, you better straighten up and be not mad or sad. Don't ever speak up. Right. Like, yeah. I mean, I just
pretend you're happy.
Right. Pretend you're happy. Don't. And like, it was just, I became like a shell of a person and a human being because I wasn't able to express like anything emotional. Right. Like everything is just fine. We're fine and we're joking. We're having a good time. That's it. But as far as like anything that really happened that bothered me, no, don't ever talk about it. And it really screwed me up because then I found something to cope with that, right? And then I just went balls to the wall with drugs and alcohol because I could breathe. As soon as I could, let loose, didn't have to deal with any of that stuff that I'd suppressed for so long. And it really affected me. And I just hope that I could maybe make a difference in my kids' lives by getting them to trust me. Because it's not about me controlling them or me, protecting them or me grounding them or whatever. None of that's going to work. It's going to be if they can trust me enough to come to me when they got real things going on. And hopefully, and I pray that I'm doing an okay job and that, we'll be fine. And they don't have to go through the horrible things that I had to go through.
Yeah, that must be tough as a parent to try to prevent all of that.
I know you can't.
But it's like, yeah, you can. It's growth. It's life. It's like bad things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. It's just the way that it rolls, and we're all doing our best. And you're raising them to be amazing people. So.
Thank you.
And if they fall, they know what to do because you've done it. You've found solutions, so they can look at you and be like,
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully they do come
shit.
to me for help. That's all I wish and hope. And also, I believe wholeheartedly, like this is a reality of duality.
Reality of duality.
Good and bad, positive, negative, the yin, the yang. You can't have good without the bad. You can't have
Bad without the good.
Yeah, bad without the good. You can't have positive without the negative. Like it doesn't exist without each other. So all the darkness that I had to go to in my life got me to where I'm at here now, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So who am I, even as their mother, to like try and stop that from their lives? They're gonna have their experience, and I just hope they can trust me enough to be there. So. Anything else you wanted to say about your childhood? Anything you're going to do?
I actually texted my mom today to print out pictures of me, to send me pictures for me to print out from when I was like a baby
Mm.
up until then. And I'm just gonna get like a little bag or like keep them with me. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try
Yes.
everything because I can't. Like, I hate when I like go into the mall and I feel so like small in a bad way, and I can't even walk around because I'm scared.
Really?
Fuck that place.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't do well in the mall. I hate it. No,
I really don't like it either.
I used to
Too
get
many
dragged
people.
around the mall for like 10 hours. Like,
Oh, man.
yeah, who shops for that long? So anyway, I don't even like to go in there. But like, I don't. Where was it? Why did I tell that story?
About your pictures.
Oh yeah. So I wanna yeah, I have some things I wanna get in tune with, memories I wanna look at again, and just try to have this open dialogue with little old me. See what's up with her. She's sad, dude. She's sad
Yeah.
and she hurts and she's
Yes.
very angry.
Yeah.
Sad, hurt, and angry, and crying all the time and shy. That's what my little girl feels. And
Mm.
me, as an adult, I'm able to sit here and like make
Help her.
videos and oh yeah, I know, and help her. But my brain, bro.
Mm.
Fried. I think I'm done. I think I'm done because I don't know what it's just stopped right there.
That's okay.
My train of thought.
That's okay.
Where'd it go?
It will come back.
But yeah, what about you? Things that you want to do?
Going forward,
Yeah.
I would just say I continue to like continue that relationship with. I have this picture in my head that I carry, and when I am dealing or working with my inner child, I just picture that. And like lately, she's been like smiling. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, like smiling and like
Yeah.
feels safe. She feels safe, and she feels seen and heard, and like has trust in me.
Goals.
Yeah,
Good shit, dude.
it really works.
Yeah.
It really works. This stuff really works.
I'm
It sounds
excited.
weird, but it's like all
Yeah.
done in your imagination inside of yourself, and this stuff is really if you are willing to get a little bit uncomfortable and do a little weird things, the payoff is totally worth
And
it.
chances are you've done weirder anyway. You're just not telling anyone.
Probably.
So. All right.
We're done. We are done.
Well, I don't know.
I'm
That's
done.
all for me. But if you want me to
I'm
say
done.
more stuff,
No, I'm good.
Bridget has nothing more to say.
Nope.
I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching, tuning in. If you guys have any questions about your inner child, or if you think we're fucking weird, let us know.
That
Seriously,
too.
tell us.
Sure.
But yeah, you can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain.
If you have any suggestions on further videos that you want to see from us, topics you want us to discuss, put it in the comments. Like and share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll be back pretty soon. So thanks for listening.
Shay's been locked in that room. We gotta get her out.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Save the child.